You will certainly have met the priestess up to at somewhere along the lines. She would have been pointed out to you. Her name is Sharwina. In fact, it's very likely that she was the one who took care of your leg. Although I suspect you were out for a good portion of that. Anyway, so over the next few weeks of comings and goings, why don't you give me a couple more die rolls?
A 12 and a 74.
Okay, so on the 12, what is your listen?
My listen is 62.
Okay, go ahead and make a listen roll.
50.
Okay. So one day you're working at the temple and you overhear well, you think you hear Hedda's voice. Let us suppose that you're in the garden, working the garden there, and you're below one of the windows, and you catch Hedda's voice. What do you wish to do?
Can I make out what is being said, or just that I noticed that it's her voice?
Well, to hear better, you would want to listen more attentively, perhaps a little bit closer to the window. Yeah. Make another percentile roll for me.
Start.
24.
Okay. You suspect that, although you're not 100% positive, but you're suspicious that this particular window is likely the High Priestess's private rooms. So, given the layout of the temple itself and sort of the location of things, you've never been in there, of course, but
a larger in my hand.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so far.
Would it be possible to make myself busy, sweeping the floors outside of her room?
Well, the outside the window is the garden that you're working in.
Yes, but I mean inside the building and outside where the actual entrance is that Hedda would have to leave by.
So you want to change your present location where you can overhear their conversation? Hang on a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You should know that if you were to change your position to sort of intercept her, you would not be in a position to overhear any of their conversation.
I understand that. I also don't think that it would be appropriate for me to spy on the person who regrew my leg.
Okay.
But I do want to intercept Hedda when they are done having their conversation. So I want to kind of wrap up here and then post myself up, like sweeping the floors outside.
Gotcha.
Not like immediately by the door, but such that if they leave, they have to pass me.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, you can certainly do that. And some short time later, in fact, Hedda will emerge from the chambers there and be making her way out.
And I will look up and notice her and call out, "Oh, Hedda, what a surprise! I didn't know that you knew the High Priestess."
Okay. Well, um, she pauses and seems a little bit surprised to see you here and looks back at the door and uh, says she is very, very wise. What brings you here to the temple of the goddess?
Um, uh, Finding room to help where I can. How's your daughter doing?
Thankfully, she is recovering well. The
Uh,
the priestess has excised her demons, shall we say.
she has all sorts of talents at her disposal, and I'll just kind of pat my leg, um, not really explain what that means, and say the rest of us have been granted the villa by the Baron out on the outskirts of town. Um, it's not much to look at now, but you should still swing by sometime and see if we can, I don't know, work out some sort of business deal.
Um, a business deal? What you have in mind?
Well, it's a pretty big place, and we'll certainly need people helping to keep it in order. And I'm sure there's other odd jobs that'll probably pop up, and I'll give her a wink.
I see. Um, well, not opposed to making a little side money if such a opportunity were to present itself. Uh, you could find me here, she says.
Like here at the church.
Of course.
Hmm.
I am a devoted follower of the sea goddess.
That's quite odd since I've been coming here pretty regularly for the past few weeks, and this is the first time we've crossed paths.
Well, do you actually attend services? I thought not. She snickers. That would probably be why you haven't seen me.
Understandable. Yeah, only here for the services and not actually to help out with the temple. I understand. It was good to see you.
And you. She smiles and moves on. All right. So that covers Hedda.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So everybody's rolled off check marks. Anything we want to do with respect to the villa itself in there's like a couple of weeks we're talking about here.
Well, we've already talked about how we wanted to basically look around and meet the neighbors. So, other than that, there's nothing in specific.
Okay.
I will mention to the group that I ran into Hedda, and that he was having a private conversation with the High Priestess, and that I invited her to come out to the villa, so that everyone's aware.
And Wes will take opportunities to help Brunt with supply runs and make any excuse he can to go to town.
Okay.
We can sidebar all that, though.
All right. Okay. Okay, so let's deal specifically with the villa for a moment. I don't know what kind of resources the party has collectively to create an idea, but so the villa is in need of repairs. So the question is, how much funding is going to be applied to start repairs?
That actually brings up a point I was thinking about earlier. For the time that we've been staying in Kars at the hotel, how much would that have cost us? Because I know I have not been taking any of that out of funds.
Okay.
I know the first few days were like free, but after that we should have been paying, as I understand things.
Right.
We didn't take too long after that, because then we went out to the caves, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but every second counts.
Right. And I honestly don't recall what the sleeping arrangements were for a private room. We can look that up. Who had a private room?
I think Wes would have.
I think Wes might have been it.
Okay. All right. So RuneQuest has let's see, where's that page at? Oh, I'm looking for the
And weapons and equipment?
I was looking actually in the other book, but maybe it's there instead. Let's see. Yeah, there should be travel vehicles, chariots, dwellings, occasions, land. No, we just want like a night stay at a beach 90. Travel, river, vehicles, chariots, watercraft.
Maybe it is in the blue book.
They can't
Inns and
tell us.
residences on 413 of the blue book.
413.
Yeah, 5 lunars per day for a private room.
Okay, so there you
Additional
go.
for hot water.
Was it 513?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, which book?
The blue book. Mark UG. Equipment and wealth.
I QG. So this is role playing in Glorantha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've only got 449 pages.
Oh, I'm sorry, 413.
413.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Right. Okay, there we go. Inns and residences. Okay, so yeah, the common, well, a shared room is 1 lunar. And I suspect you could get 4 people in a single shared room. And then yeah, those are silver. So your rate Wes is 5. Everyone else total for the shared room is 1. And how many days was it we're talking about?
That's what I don't recall.
Wasn't very long, as I recall. It was maybe, there was time to do check marks. That was a couple of weeks, and maybe a week after. So 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
And you had like 3 days of paid stay. And then
So for the party at that point, that's roughly 125 silver.
does that sound right?
So 21 days, 6 people a day, 6 silver a day is 126. Yeah.
You gonna make Brian pay the 5 for himself?
Now that is the next question, in fact. Yeah, if somebody wants to live like a noble, somebody needs to pay like a noble.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, that's just the room. You also add food to that. So be handy if they just gave a per day.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But so if you think 3 meals, right? The range is 1 copper to 5 copper per meal. So what was that? Call it 3 copper per meal. So 3, 6, 9 copper, a silver a day.
Okay.
So
that's
basically, that's a silver per person a day,
Correct.
plus a silver for the group for the room for the day.
Correct.
So 4 of us, 4 meals, 1 room. That's 5 silver a day for the rest of us, and 6 silver a day for Wes.
Well, he's probably going to eat a little bit better than that.
I came up
But
with 10 and a
yes.
half copper
Okay.
for food and
Sure.
drinks.
Sounds good.
Because
we have not been doing any group funds. We've been dividing everything up as it comes through. So if we come up with that 135.
up
I mean, sort of.
to the point where we divvied up the treasure from the cave.
Right, yeah.
So the question is, if we take the treasure from the cave, which was 100 silver per person, we subtract out our living expenses for those 3 weeks, and do some appropriate accounting for our celebrity, how much money will we have left? Because that was what we were talking about using as most of our stake for the villa.
Right.
And I don't care if we just pick an arbitrary number that we all are happy with for that.
I would think of it in days, right? So if you're partying as in to celebrate your arrival in Kars, I think is what you're talking about. No?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You mentioned celebrations and how much the celebrating would cost.
No, I said celebrity.
Okay. So
I was referring to Wes's lavish lifestyle.
Okay.
More lavish.
So, because if it wasn't for that, this math would be easy.
Well,
so,
I'm a little bit confused. Isn't the resources divided out already?
we didn't. Well, we sort of kind of divvied out the. Okay, I see what you're saying. We could approach it that way.
I don't actually recall putting any currency on my sheet. So if that conversation about divvying up the funds actually happened, I did not add that.
Okay, I have it written out.
Okay, let's hear it.
And that's fine.
I'm not sure where the Minox silver came from, but I've got 13 Minox silver from before. And then after getting here, we've got 134 Kars silver. And then from the mine, we got 100 baronial silver. That should be each. And that 134 is after all the stuff that I'm going to call him Herbert, that's not his right name, did for us. We got new clothes, all kinds of stuff.
So we should each have 134 karst silver.
Yes.
So talking about money a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All coinage is about the same weight.
Right. I just put a title on there of where it came from, so I can keep things straight in my head.
So as to not confuse people, all the coinage that you have is acceptable currency here in Kars. Now, if you want to keep it separate so that if you ever go back to Minoc and you feel like you want to be using Minoc coin, feel free to do that. but just be conscious that the
It's valued all the same.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to complicate
that too.
it.
Yeah, an ounce of silver is worth an ounce of silver, whether it's stamped with a Minoc thing or not. Mint, I guess, minted. Okay, so did we come to the expense against that income?
For all of us except for Wes, you had said that it was basically 2 silver a day. 1 silver
Correct.
for the room, 1 silver for the food.
Correct.
And
I,
that we
I
need
thought
to
the 1 silver for the room was period for the room, and that was combined. Not that we were all individually paying that price.
No, that is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
each of
common.
us should be paying 1.25 silver a day.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. That is a way that you could put it.
There you go.
Okay.
And how many total days are we looking at? 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks.
Okay, so 3 weeks times 1.25.
All right. So then how much money are we expecting each person to chip in towards getting the villa up and running?
That is a good question.
Um,
I think Bryant should chip in 5 times as much.
Brian's already
Well, he's
spending
going
5 times as
to
much.
style himself as the baronet of the manor, so that makes perfect sense.
okay, so I should subtract out the 26 and a quarter.
Yes.
Yeah. And copper to silver is 10 to 1.
Those numbers don't quite work out because I can't do half a copper, can I?
Yeah, you could take it down to bits, which is again 10 to 1, or those are 10 to copper. So
Right, but the problem is you need 1/100th of a copper to make the math work.
Well,
Or no, you need 1/10 of a copper. That's right. Yep,
yeah,
we're good.
so I just need half a copper.
right,
Okay.
which should
Yeah.
be 510. 510 bits. Or you could just carry it as a fraction in the copper.
Or I just say that I tipped
There
better
you go.
tonight.
You and your lavish lifestyle.
Okay, so I believe that should catch everybody up finance-wise to the current date. So now the question is, the manor is at 26%, and to bring it up to its former glory, where are we? Okay. Okay, so if I'm doing the math right, the villa is in need of repairs to the tune of 2960. Oops. Feel free to check my math.
All right, and there are currently 5 of us. Because we could still count Tindo, right?
Sure.
Okay. Which
Mhm.
means that each person's share would be about 600 silver. Now, we don't need to do all of that at once,
Correct.
correct?
Yeah, that would be total over the build time, which is uh, 3 seasons, which is 26% or 30%. So 2 seasons.
Okay. And we should have at least some income that first season, correct?
Mm,
From selling grapes.
at 30%
Right.
of present yield, yes.
But for the moment, if we said, could get everybody to chip in, say, 150 silver, that should get us at least started.
At that,
Is
Wes's
that
face will
something
go
people?
white. He'll say, "I've only got 80."
Wes, you only have 80?
Yeah.
Then I
He
suspect
is
that
going through an
somebody needs to be.
existential crisis. He's never had to worry about money before.
I suspect somebody needs to do some adventuring.
Or highway robbery.
So I some sort of adventure, yes.
I mean,
Um,
you're of noble blood. I'm sure you could just stud yourself out in town.
Somehow I have this picture of urban cowboy now going through my head, where Wes is a gigolo.
Oh, what was it? Rhinestone?
Yeah, Rhinestone Cowboy.
Rhinestone? Yeah.
Um, at this point, I will reach into my pouch and I will pull out 150 silver and I will toss them on the table and say, there's my share for the seed money. And in fact, I will even reach in and pull out another 70 and toss it on the table and say, there's the difference, Wes.
Wes will look ashamed.
That was the whole point. So go ahead.
Thanks, honey.
How much are you talking?
Thank you.
140?
I just put in 220.
And I put in 80.
So we have.
Remember, I've been mooching off the ever since the beginning. I have some cash.
I don't. I mean, I don't have a lot.
So, I know. I mean, I recognize the fact that I have most of the money in the party because, I've been when we were in Hamlet, I can live in the church. I don't have to pay any expenses. I don't have to do any of that stuff. So, there's mine, and there's enough that Wes can be embarrassed, and I can lord it over him for a few months, and that's enough to get us started.
Okay, but if we spend all of our money here, we also don't have money for continued food expenses.
I have not spent all of my money.
Okay.
If that makes you feel any better.
So yeah, we want to make sure that the actual money going in.
You will note that I'm putting it on the Villa spreadsheet even as we speak.
Fantastic.
Okay, good.
So that's at least my portion. Whatever everybody else throws in, they can type in themselves.
Okay.
I'm not going to presume that you all are throwing money into this, so you have to do it yourself.
Okay. I suspect the construction people are going to want at least 20% to get started.
Yeah, I'm going to need them to invoice, and we only pay on a 45-day cycle.
Bullshit.
And if they don't perform work satisfactory, we'll pull their bond.
And
Okay.
and by their bond, he means their fingers. Um,
So you're looking to get them started. You're looking at 600 silver.
all right. Well, there's half of it. So can we use the little hand wavium and assume Tindo kicks in 100?
I will also kick in money. I'm
I
trying to
know.
figure out how much I want to throw in there.
Yeah, Tindo can do 100, I'm sure.
Okay. So that's 400 right there.
Um, so I guess I'm just do basically $127 silver and 3 gold.
3 gold? Where did that come
Yeah,
from?
I believe Tindo gave it to me. I'm just going to round that up to 157 silver.
Sounds good.
And then I can delete that. And I've got 20 silver and 7. So, I mean, that's most of everything. I kept 20 silver and 7 copper.
Okay, who are we missing?
Alexander.
Sorry, I just got back. What was that about?
We're ponying up money for the villa. You got 150 silver?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good man.
Man, I like that quickness there.
150 silver? Yeah, no, that's not bad at all.
That's just a start. This is a money pit, and
Oh.
we all know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's just a start, but mine's 150. I have. Let me do some math.
So, by the way, Bruce, that's 700.
Okay.
Wait. Pause it. We're looking at 87 left, but yeah, I can do the 150.
Okay. All right, so that's 700, which is enough to get them started. Alexander, since you weren't here, they basically wanted 600 to get started, which is 20% up front.
Okay.
So, but needless to say, we're going to need money to bring this completely up to snuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we
How
should
how
probably
much was our personal expenses when we were staying at in the city?
20
26 and a quarter.
6 1/4, right?
Okay.
I mean, if need be, I could start working in town.
I might need to start working. Is
Where-
there a place my bow services could be useful?
While I respect your work ethic, I don't think we're quite there yet.
Okay.
I'm hoping that there will be some adventure that falls into our lap over the next week or two. And if not, then we're all going to be
Goblin raiding.
Begging in the streets.
You should not be pegging in the street.
living off those grapes. Officially eating our seed corn.
Do you mean the snails on the grapes, or
Yeah, something like that.
little escargot? Awesome. All right. So at 1.5, it looks to me like that'll take you through the first season of construction.
Yay.
Okay. So and they're obviously going to work on the structure and the roof to begin with. So what is the current living situation? Are we in tents out at the villa, or are we staying in town? What are we?
I had intended on staying at the villa.
Okay.
I think that is the plan.
Okay.
From time to time when I'm in town, I'm pretty sure that, I can get a corner of the temple somewhere, but basically staying at the villa.
Okay. Now, Runt, since you are volunteering at the church, they will take care of one of your meals per day. So you can factor that into your maintenance. That is,
Miners and Alexander is foraging for us, as I understand it.
I was until I found out that that's illegal because it's
The Baron's land.
But
yeah.
it's if he does it on our villa.
no. That's not how it works.
It's not our villa.
Okay.
I already had that argument. Bruce
Like,
made it very
I mean,
clear that
the
the
Baron
Baron
can do
owns
what he
everything,
wants.
and we are just borrowers.
I mean, the Baron can set it up any way he wants, but okay, that's
We
fine.
do need to keep rabbits out of the grapes, though.
We do.
So the proper course of action there is to let the huntsman know that rabbits are devastating your crops, and he will deal with the rabbits.
By killing them and eating them himself.
Well, by killing them and giving them to the butcher, who, that's how it works.
For God's sake, when did feudalism become so damn unionized?
Oh, it's not unionized. This is nothing about a union here. This is about as far as you can get from a union.
Yeah.
No,
the butchers can't skin the rabbits because the skinning of the rabbits can only be done by the Skinners Guild. And so they have to go from the huntsman to the Skinners Guild, from the Skinners Guild to the Butchers Guild. Anyway.
That is kind of how it goes. Exactly.
Yeah. To the Baron's table.
The Baron's gameskeeper is in charge of dealing with these kinds of issues. So, if there are farms that are being ravaged by rabbits, he will set traps and take care of the rabbits. But the rabbits then go, as you said, first to the skinner, and the meat then goes to the butcher. That's how it goes.
But we can eat the grapes.
Yes.
Okay.
Tend to survive off grapes only.
Now the question then becomes, if we grow other things on the villa, can we eat them, or is it specifically grapes?
So the tenant farmers all get a plot for vegetables, and
Right.
that plot is typically 80% goes to the tenant farmer, but the other 10% goes to the villa. So strictly speaking, yes, you can get some vegetables from the tenant farmers, but
Okay.
none of that's established yet.
Right. Okay. No, I'm just thinking long term. All right. So what I'm hearing is that we have to feed ourselves, which
At least in the interim, yes.
can happen, I guess, at least for the next couple months.
Until you run out of money.
We know where the caves are.
You mean the caves that are, well,
That's
so
right. We can go back and kill spiders.
You can eat spiders. So in the course of that time frame, right, a couple of weeks or so, you will learn that a detachment of the Baron's guard have been sent to secure the mines, more specifically to secure the vault. So there's now a permanent garrison at the mines. And the mine's been reopened, by the way.
Good for them. Well, now that things here seem to be somewhat under control and we have the numbers set up and everything, I never expected to retire and be a gentleman farmer for the rest of my life. So, we should put out some feelers that we're still looking to do adventure-y stuff.
Well, as it happens,
I thought that was a good segue for you.
yes. A couple of weeks will go by as you guys sort of get settled into the realization that, holy crap, we're going to run out of money real quick, aren't we?
Wes has already been through that position.
We're having a crisis of, oh my God, might have to start selling really expensive stuff that nobody's going to want to sell. Yes, well,
By the way,
see.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, Wes, while Bruce is figuring that out, can you put a marker on the calendar for the last date that we paid for support for?
Paid what?
The last date that we have paid for food for. So today. So that the next time we have to go and pay for support, I know how far back to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Appreciate it.
It's at the top of the session. We've got it.
Yep, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, a couple of maintenance sort of things. So over the couple of weeks that you're out here getting things established and set up, you've commented that you're going to kind of look around a bit. There is an inn nearby to the north. So it's about a day's ride by coach from Karsk along the North Road, which is about half a day from the villa going north, right? So it's roughly the same distance to Karsk as it is to the inn. So it's, it's kind of as far as you would want to go in a day, right? So
Right.
you get up there and hang out and still make it back in time before it's too dark. But it is called the Old Brown Coach Inn. Hang on a sec. There is a sign hanging near the main entry, and it is a wrought iron brown hanging loosely from a chain. This is where most of the local, well, I say most, some of it goes into Karst, of course, but the rest of it comes out to the Old Crown Coach Inn for processing. There's a brew house here, so for both wine and beer. It's at a crossroads. There's not much else around it other than tenant farms and so on. So it's sort of a hub for the local area, if that is making sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You will notice that most of the locals are of the Old Norse stock. They are not Northern Kingdom's folk. And there is a votive to the sea goddess here. Okay? Any questions about the Old Crown Inn?
Is the votive to the sea goddess look anything like something we'd see in, what's it called? Shoot, things with like tentacles and stuff?
Tentacles?
Yeah. Dunwich, there we go. Something we see in Dunwich.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay, good.
But that would be particularly funny if it was. But no, this is more related to the temple in Kars.
Gotcha.
There we go.
All I heard from all that is we do both types here, country and western.
No, it is dedicated to Lorath, right?
No, I meant the Norse part.
Oh, okay. Which is kind of interesting because the inn itself is not. It has the Northern Kingdom's sort of architecture associated with it, not the Old Norse architecture.
Building's a building.
There you go. All right. Okay, so the other farms, of course, are all run and overseen by the lesser nobility in Kars. So they've got little, not unlike your own villa. Some are nicer than others, of course.
We're
All right.
working on it.
um,
Is the Old Crown Coach Inn, is that part of the baronial lands or is it outside of them?
so the Baron will claim out to a couple of days' ride. Now, that said, you don't know that he has a military that could. You have some confidence that the military that you've seen is sufficient to protect the town. You're not so sure it's sufficient to patrol the area that he would seem to lay claim to.
The answer I'm hearing is it depends on who you ask.
Well, yeah. I mean, you already know that there are uh, um, settlements further out that uh, that have jarls that will claim an area,
Right.
and it doesn't seem as though the Baron is doing anything about that.
Okay, cool. That all works for me.
Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, a couple weeks go by. The things have gotten started with the construction. So there's workers coming and going, materials coming in and getting stocked up. I think their highest initial priority is the well, and then structure and roof. And I would anticipate that they can get that done in the first few months. So construction is underway with the seed money that you've provided.
Yay.
Okay. Right. So, okay. So, a writer is approaching. Let's see. It's probably midday. So Runt and Wes. So Brian, what's your frequency of going into town?
It varies based upon opportunity and that sort of thing.
Okay.
I mean, when
Well,
needed, he'll go and help Runt with supplies. If there's not much happening, he'll figure out, every couple of days or so to go in and check either at the Mages Guild or wander around near the
okay.
temple area.
So let's call it a 40% chance that you're at the villa when the writer arrives. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your 40%.
Okay, where's my dice? There they are. By the way, it's summertime now.
Yay, summer.
Ooh, 98. Failure.
Okay. So Captain Krim comes riding up. And I suspect that the gate is open and, the workers are coming and going. So she's just going to ride right in and settle into the courtyard. I'm anticipating that both Runt and Wes are gone. So Alexander, what are your plans? Are you like hanging out at the villa, sharpening your arrows or?
I think I plan to help Runt.
Oh, okay. So you're also coming and going from town. And what kind of frequency is that?
Hmm. I'm not sure. Probably the same
Okay.
as Runt. Probably
Roll
stick with him. I'll roll. Okay. 36.
Okay, so you're here. And Raymond, you're...
I first of all have a flock to tend to, and
Sheep don't count for worship.
I have the farming skills, so I assume that I would be kind of working on helping to get the vineyard healthy. So I'm planning
Okay.
on spending most of my time here.
Okay. So Alexander, Raymond, and Raymond are at the villa or nearby when Captain Krim arrives. I'm sure you guys are probably out doing something. So, and now let's see. Have we hired tenant farmers? I guess we didn't cover that, did we? As part of our expenses.
No, we didn't. I mean,
I had thought that we had, because the conversation we've talked about. Well, no, there are workers that are bringing things up to speed. That's a good question. I see where you're going with this.
Right.
Um,
Okay. So the vineyard, let's see. So it's not that expensive to get basic structure for tenant farmer. So we could add that into the scope of work for the construction people.
that would actually be one of our priorities.
Yeah.
Does it matter the villa's up and running if there aren't any tenants actually running the land?
if there's
Right.
no crops for them to harvest.
Right. And that's only 3 to 6 weeks to get a structure up for them, and it's not that expensive, so it's cheap materials, blah, blah, blah.
That's to build from the ground up, and we're just repairing stuff, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
The repair is so bad it couldn't be like coming from the ground up.
I would expect so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
At the very least, clear the space to, rebuild or to build from, the remains of whatever was burnt out. So, yeah, I don't see much difference there actually. But in the scope of the villa itself, as a percentage, it's pretty small. So, given the amount that's already been contributed. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we can. Now the question is, how many huts are you going to do? All 4?
I think we should.
Okay.
Especially since it's such a small percentage of the total costs.
Right. Okay. So that's first 2 weeks. So they're still working on the huts then.
Mm-hmm.
When she arrives, which would imply that the tenant farmers have not moved in yet. Okay. All right. So she'll pull up one of the. Okay, so one of the construction people, one of the construction laborers, will come and find both Alexander and Raymond. We can assume that they arrive more or less the same time, and you will see Captain Krim hanging out in the courtyard. One of the workers, there's probably a makeshift bench and table that they threw together for taking meals and such. So she's probably hanging out there. And when you arrive, she'll stand and greet you, and say, so, so some of the guard have been assigned to the mines. And as a consequence, they are not able to pursue the recovery of the heirlooms. And they were wondering if I might prevail upon you to, to go get it.
That's certainly a possibility. Obviously, we would have to discuss anything that takes us away from the villa at this point. Are you in a hurry to get back to Kars?
No, not particularly.
Okay. If you're willing to endure such a humble abode, because obviously, and I'll gesture back to the villa, she'll clean up nice, but she isn't cleaned up yet.
I think it's delightful, she says.
Perhaps you could spend the evening with us and we could talk about this in some more detail. Wes and Runt should be back this evening by about dusk. I'm sure we could work something out.
She kind of thinks about that for a bit, and
I'm stalling, by the way, because Steve doesn't remember what we're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, heirlooms? What heirlooms?
Yeah, I was the same.
oh my god. Well, as it happens, I brought some some modest victuals for just such an occasion. And she reaches over to her saddlebag and pulls out some wine and some cheese and meats. And it sounds like a lovely evening, she says.
What a pleasant surprise. Oh, I am honored that you planned so far ahead.
She grins.
It's almost like she knew that Wes has been in town, and that if she conveniently showed up at this time, she'd have to stay overnight to wait for him.
I will seek to make her as comfortable as I can, given the limited resources at our disposal. Make sure she has water to wash with, all of those sorts of things. I'm sure we will engage in pleasant conversation until Wes and Runt get back.
Okay. All right. So you might recall that the three survivors, remember the old man, the woman, and the child?
Oh, okay, yes, from the mine, yes. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So it was mentioned that the old man had a stash of
treasure.
Right,
yeah.
Yes.
And according to Krim, she's referring to them as heirlooms.
Okay. Have you managed to get any more information about the composition of these heirlooms?
Mention was made of an axe and a shield and some spears and some other miscellaneous weapons, as well as some coin, jewelry, things that had been acquired over many years, and well hidden away. So I have an idea of where the old man wanted to come, but I'm not sure he could make such a journey. In any case, yeah, he's remained in town. But we could talk in detail when the others arrive.
Of course. I will spend the afternoon engaged in pleasant conversation, not pumping for information or any, Karskian gossip is just fine.
Okay.
Until Wes and Runt come back, and we will eat, and then we'll let her talk.
Okay. Sorry, I'm distracted by my kitty. Just jumped up. Oh,
how terrible.
Yeah, he's telling me he needs to eat. I'll be right back.
I can see the bottom of the bowl.
That's right. There's a tiny little opening where the bottom's visible.
That's right.
All right. Right, I will feed you. I'm coming. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
No worries.
Car is done, so I need to go chase the car.
Okay.
So it's probably 40 minutes or so.
So let's plan on coming back about 5:15.
Sounds about right.
Okay, cool.
I'll leave everything up, but situated on a peninsula. It's fairly large. There's a mountain range that comes in from the north, Karst being on the west side of that. This peninsula comes down into the endless sea. And there's the bay that opens onto, I think you would call it a sound, that how to put this? So the landmass kind of curves around to the north and west, and then south, right? And then it kicks back over to the west. So think of, Massachusetts, right? There's that big arc that comes out, that big peninsula that comes out. So imagine that. And so the endless sea being to the east. So the landmass, as you come out, goes sort of counterclockwise around into the north. Okay. And so there's this mountain range that is on the peninsula and curves up and over to the northwest, which abuts into the mountains, which form part of the It's a mountainous wall that separates the eastern side from Forg's ancient kingdom. Okay, has everybody got that picture?
Kind of, but go ahead.
Yeah, sorta.
Sort of. Okay, so the villa is situated to the north of Kars, on the sound side. Okay, so there's mountains that rise up to your east, still on the peninsula. going further north, well, so there's a break in the mountains, and there's again, there's villages and jarls further to the north. There aren't any to the southwest and west, right? The particular village that we're talking about that you're headed towards is past the mines to the west. So that's putting it in the lee side and the east side of the mountain range that goes over into Forg's Old Kingdom. Okay? So that's where you're headed.
Okay.
Okay. And so Krim is explaining all of this, where you're headed, where the village is that you want to find. And once you get to the village, the instructions from the old man, she hands you the scroll, will lead you to the remains of his estate, so to speak. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, you're looking at maybe a week's travel one way. Now, she does say once you get about 2 days away from Kars, the baronial claims will kind of fade. Unless, of course,
Here?
I'm sorry, what?
So that'll make that a lot easier.
Right. So you can hunt and such out there. Just be aware that we don't know what's happened since the destruction of that village. So you're headed into a bit of an unknown here.
I have to say that's really where we shine, is knowing
We don't
as
know what
little
we're
as
doing.
possible. Yeah. It helps that we're not particularly educated, so largely everything is not knowing what we're going into. Oh, sorry, I can only speak for myself.
Well, I'm just trying to illustrate that we don't know if there's a new Jarl or if one of the others has claimed that area, and the extent to which they are attempting to exercise their privilege over it. So, have some caution in your activities.
Pat my leg, caution's my middle name.
I'm going to look big-eyed and incredulous and say, "You mean we can't go and claim everything in the name of the Baron?" And then I'm going to smile a little bit.
Well, I could provide you with a flag if that's your intention. Although you kind of have to be there if you're going to hold it.
It would be an entertaining option, but I do appreciate your cautionary words.
Yeah, just the Jarls don't get along well with the Baron.
With
for
authority
obvious-
in general?
or that, yes. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, presenting yourself as the Baron's men might
Not a good
present
idea.
more problems than it solves, if you take my meaning.
I completely take your meaning.
Definitely.
Good.
Having said that, and I look at the party in particularly to Wes, I do think it would be a worthwhile use of our time to make sure that we map everything well going to and from.
Agree.
Which would provide a valuable resource for the Baron should he decide to expand in that direction in the future.
Do they not already have maps of the area?
Maybe.
Prim will say, I'm afraid I don't have one to give you. Although, yes, in the Chamberlain does have a fairly detailed map of the area.
But how old is that?
Well, yes, there is that. So, I would offer some additional caution. There are remnants of ancient fortifications that were once occupied by Forg's forces. Many were destroyed, but remnants of them remain, particularly along the passes that lead into the kingdom, his old kingdom. Those are known to have spirits still walk those halls.
Would they be like the whites? Not whites.
Drugar or Draugr?
Yeah,
Draugr?
yeah. So those were actually cursed people. It may well be that you could find those among those ruins, but
We don't want to do that.
those in particular were cursed for having supported Ford, and with his demise, well, yeah, they largely inhabit ruined villages of their kind. So you probably, she kind of thinks about it for a minute. There are two sort of cultural groups, right? The folks from the north later became Bloodstone, and then there were the local native populations, and it was the locals that were more heavily influenced by Forg and under his domain or dominion. It was those who became Drugar, cursed. All All right. Well, if there aren't any other questions, yeah. All right. Maybe we should get some shut-eye, get a nice big breakfast in the morning, and then you can be off.
Indeed.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
Thank you for
I'm
thank
sorry.
you and your men for trusting us with this.
That you could be off. I mean, you don't want to come along on this adventure with us.
And that nice sword of yours?
Well, sadly, it is not for want, but rather duty. And mine does not lie in that direction, unfortunately.
Wes too understands the importance of duty over desire. Being a lord and all, right?
Kind of furrows her brow for a moment and looks at you, and then, Lord?
Noble. I don't know.
Well, Lord of the Manor. I
What's
mean,
your actual title there, Wes?
I don't think I have one.
That's
Actually, I do. I've told him, haven't I? Oh, I was keeping it to myself most of the time, I remember. Now, a different time, a different place.
There you go, being humble and modest again. I don't understand it.
Modest, yes. Humble, I don't know about that.
I just look at this entire exchange bemused.
I had no idea, she says.
It's not something I advertise. It gets in the way of getting things done. And here,
Baronet. That's what I
we
thought.
are
There we go.
in a different place, a different time.
In the age of wonder. Oh, forget it.
Does the Baron know of your
Oh, goodness,
heritage?
no.
And don't tell him.
Are you sure?
Yes. We do not want any misunderstandings to occur.
She kind of thinks about that and then says, well, I
And the
don't
West will
really
kick front.
understand that, but consider were he to find out at some later point that you've not disclosed your heritage, that could also have consequences. Just putting it out there.
There's no need for that to occur.
Well, okay. Well, I won't keep you all up. Sure you want a nice, good rest for your journeys tomorrow.
I think we're going to need it. Thank you again for coming out here.
Oh, certainly. And she will retire to her tent.
Go to Wes. What are you kicking me for? She's totally impressed that you're noble.
But it's the wrong kind of noble.
What?
What?
Remember, these people broke away from the Northern Kingdoms.
By these people.
Yes, these people.
Long time ago. That doesn't matter.
No, I would disagree.
And strictly speaking, that's not entirely correct. The Baron is Baron because of the Northern Kingdoms. Right?
I know they originally were placed here by the Northern Kingdoms, yes.
Yes.
But how long ago and how long has the lack of communication been?
A long time
Yeah.
at this point. But yeah, I mean,
So the Baron's been running solo for
a long time.
exactly.
Yes. A couple of generations.
Sounds like we need to make Wes the new Baron.
That's exactly what Wes doesn't want the Baron to think.
I'm not opposed.
We'll make him the Baron. We'll take over this whole area, and then that's how we get the connection back to Telgard. Look, I I brought you land. Sorry for the sidetrack.
I'm just going to watch this whole conversation with that small trace of bemusement.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the evening goes by. If there's nothing else. All right.
Wes will make sure
Evening-
the fire gets put out properly.
You do that in real life too. It's so.
Don't want the fire to
No, I know, but he
Burn
always
down the
does
manor.
it. No, I know, but he always does it. Like whenever we go camping, we've been camping for a long. We've gone camping so many times, so he's always very on top of the fire, making sure it's out and
It's
being
it's
on
a
top
good
of
Boy
everything.
Scout thing.
It's
Exactly.
Right.
It's just so funny that he he decides
It
to
will
add
allow
it in as if it
everybody
wasn't.
else a chance to go to bed.
But it's automatically gonna happen. Someone will put out the fire. So it's just funny that you have to say it. It's great. I love it.
Well, I wanted to set up the situation for everybody to leave so I can watch the fire, make sure it goes out properly.
True.
All
Yeah.
by myself.
Uh-huh. Sure. Completely alone.
and by himself.
Unless somebody
All right.
comes to visit.
All by myself. Sorry.
Right. The evening goes by eventfully.
Okay.
Morning comes.
Yes. We need traveling supplies, right?
Well,
Like iron rations or something.
something. You got. She said you got a week's travel one way.
Okay, I hate to mention this. We could get by without them. First of all, we only have to go 2 days travel before we can hunt. We could, in theory, do that.
With regular rations that we
Secondly,
already have.
Or we could go up to the inn, buy supplies at the inn, and then go.
Oh, there we go. Let's do that.
Because the inn's along the way, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if you set it up this way, Bruce. So I think I would do that.
It's on the road that goes north
Away from Karst, yes. So
toward other villages. And it's exactly one coach day's ride away.
exactly. So it's perfect.
Rations aren't particularly expensive, right?
No.
No.
I don't think, like, above table, sure. Oh, yeah, we could totally not do this. I don't think that in character we would logically say, yeah, we're going to set out for a 2 weeks adventure and take no food with us.
Well, I know that money is a little bit tight, so I just want to make sure
Well, the
Yeah.
other thing is it's not like we have every day's food delivered to the manor on that day. So there's probably some stock of food here.
Yeah, we'll have something.
Mhm.
right. So there's there's perishables and non-perishables, right?
Right.
And every day, this is a medieval society. Every day, people get perishables because they perish daily,
They perish.
right?
Harry
So-
cats are still at carrots.
I
Well,
suspect in our situation, what actually happens is every other day we go without the perishables.
it could be something like that, and that's fine. I'm just trying to illustrate that. Yeah, there's not a refrigerator.
Nope.
There's not. There is, when
We don't have ice magic.
when
Can't make
the
that into a contraption to make a fridge.
villa is properly established, yes, there is an ice box, and yes, there is a service that provides ice.
Okay, that's cool.
We need to pay one of the construction guys to keep an eye on the incubator and keep it fed.
Oh, there's that too.
No,
That's
Tindo can do that.
separate issue that we're going to have to talk about.
I think that's a Tindo Aiden thing.
Oh, there we go. Tindo can do that.
Okay. But yes, there is a certain cost associated with the incubator.
Yes.
All right. So,
Did we have Tindo throw in cash to the
We did.
and did we subtract that from their coinage?
I have not touched Tindo's sheet. I put it on the Villa accounting sheet. I did not touch Tindo's sheet. Sorry, I wasn't going to go to the level of double entry accounting for this.
Right.
Okay. So basically, did you just put the entire earnings towards it?
No, it's
No,
just
because
100.
what we did was we divvied all the earnings out, and then people chipped in from their personal funds.
Earnings was 134.
No, total of 234.
234.
234?
Yeah, actually, it's 236 and 15 copper if you want to get specific.
Oh, I only put down 134. Oh,
There's 134 when we first showed up, and then we got an extra 100.
Right. Remember, we got 134 as the Were Guild of all the people that we
Yes,
liberated.
that's what it was.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, Tindo's got a lot of money. Because Tindo's sitting at 236 right now.
Right. The clerics are going to have a lot of money because we don't have to spend as much on support as the rest of you guys do, because we can always hang out in the church if we have to.
Okay, so we're going to add another, for the sake of just making this easier in terms of adding to Tindo's sheet, I'm going to say that Tindo donated 134, and then I'm just going to add 100 to Tindo's current total. So Tindo probably has enough to take care of whatever this
All right. So.
incubator is, because they've got 300.
Right. Okay.
And gold was just 10 to 1, right?
Yeah. It's all decimal system.
Oh, yeah. And if that's the case, then I'm entirely fine with buying more rations for us.
All right. Well, let's
Head north.
get going.
North to Alaska.
This adventure is not going to run itself.
You
all
sure?
right. So we make our way to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
We're buying provisions there? Is that what I heard?
Yes, uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so
And for refresh my memory, how much is 1 day's worth of iron rations?
Pardon me.
It's in the book somewhere.
It's okay. I just want to make sure I account for it.
I'd have to look it up. I don't know offhand.
I'm looking real quick, see if I can find it. Hold on.
We'll catch it up. It's okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so and we're walking, right? Nobody's riding.
Nobody has anything to ride.
Yeah, the paladin left.
Where's your horse, Wes?
It's in Talgar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
daily
I forgot.
runs.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Because he was getting fat and lazy in Hamlet.
Yeah, that's a bill you're gonna have to pay when you get back too.
No, it's taken care of.
You hope.
No hoping about that part.
All right.
Okay, they don't really have anything listed as like, iron rations or non-perishable. But there's this flatbread with minced or sliced meat.
It's fry bread.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so a loaf of bread is a copper piece, or no, a tenth of a copper.
A tenth
piece.
of a copper, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kilogram of cheese is 2 copper. Sausage is
A
1
gram
copper.
of cheese?
Kilogram.
Oh, a kilogram. Okay,
Kilo,
thank
kilo.
you.
Yep, sorry.
Yeah.
So if we said 2 coppers a day, is that reasonable? I mean, that's a loaf of bread and more cheese than I know what to do with.
Well, a midday meal is 6 copper.
Okay.
So, and that's a mix of perishables and non-perishables.
Okay.
So, if you use that as the basis per meal, right? It's a silver and a half. No, it's 12,
I thought
18.
the whole point of travel rations is that they're cheaper in its less perishable nature.
Actually, I think it works the other way. Because it's non-perishable, it has higher value. Or less perishable, I should say. It takes more processing to make
All right.
it.
Well, I have a number to work with. Let's
Yeah. So
let's
it's like
adventure.
it's like a silver and a half or so. Anyway, all right. Okay, so at the inn, everyone can roll a percentile.
Oh, you stupid dice. 92.
Nice solid 88.
I almost got an 06, but 46.
Okay. Okay. So, nothing untoward happens at the end. And you secure your provisions and continue on for the rest of the day. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And nightfall comes. And what are we doing for the evening?
We build 2 fires. A very large one, far away from the road, and a very small one, banked nearer to the road.
If Wes is this paranoid now, when he gets up north, he's going to be completely bonkers.
Okay, were you joking or are we
I was
serious
joking.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so what are we doing?
Oh, small fire. We'll bank it, to keep the light from shining around, that kind of thing. We'll set up our watches, which I forgot what they were. We had it.
Well, I had Tindo in them, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. So there's how many of us? 5?
Yeah.
And it's summertime, so it's gonna be light later. We could have 5 2-hour watches, and then just have watches, on into the morning as we're breaking camp up, and into the evening while we're taking camp down, or that kind of thing.
We could do that, yeah.
So everyone will
Okay.
get their 8 hours, but we still have, watching going on.
Okay, so there's going to be 5 watches. And do we want to assign who's on watch 1?
I'll take first watch.
And who's second?
We
I'll
should
take
actually
second.
break it up and have 5 watches and then 5 more watches.
What? Why?
So if somebody's got it in the middle of the night instead of somebody not having anything in the middle of the night.
Which was to say, I'll take bitch watch.
Because it's going to be daylight for the first watch and the last watch.
Okay, so I've got Raymond on number 1. Who's on number 2? Is that Alexander?
Alexander, yes.
Okay.
And Brent said he would do 3.
Wes will take 5.
And
Who am I
who's on
missing?
4?
That would leave Raymond, right?
Raymond's
No,
on
it's
no,
first.
no, wait.
Move this in.
I see the problem.
Tindo.
Tindo's not there.
We're still
Tindo's
counting
6.
Tindo. There's only 4 of us.
Oh, there's only 4. Oh, okay. Well, that's 8 hours. Okay. That'll work.
So yeah, so 8 hours, 2 hours each. So I'll take first watch. Alexander has second. Rund has third, and Wes has fourth.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now, it was mentioned that you're camping off the road
Mm-hmm.
and banking the fire. So let's be a little more specific. When you say off the road, are we like 10 feet off the road? Or are we 120 feet off the road? What does that mean?
I was assuming more like 100 feet off the road. I mean, if we're like 10 feet off the road, we might as well just stay on the stupid road.
Exactly.
Except
Enough off the road that the passing Nazgul don't smell the stinky hobbits.
Right.
if you're
100 feet's fine.
if you're camping on the road, the stagecoach is going to run you over.
True.
So it's not a good idea to camp on the road.
About
itself.
100 feet. About 100 feet off the road.
That
Okay,
sounds good.
100 feet. All right. Now it could be 200. I just threw a number out there,
Nope,
so don't.
nope.
Yeah, but we don't want to be
Yes,
too
but
far.
you said 120, so
Well, I could see people going 1,000 feet.
no, like 100 feet.
Okay. All right, 100 feet.
We're going to camp a quarter mile off the road. So
That
nobody
makes
can
perfect
see us.
sense to me. And we're going to build a. All right. So we're 100 feet off the road, which is not very far.
Nope, it's not very far.
And we're going to have a fire, but we're going to bank it in such a way as to try to hide it from whoever might be passing by. Right?
That's true.
Okay.
Passing by on the road.
Okay.
Not the owlbears
So-
in the darkness.
Okay. So this is lightly forested, right? So to hide a fire, fires glow from, say, the trees overhead. You're down to like coals, right?
Right.
Okay.
But it's summer. It's not like we need the heat at night.
Eh,
We're
We
going
just
north.
want the banking so that we could start the fire again if we need to in the morning.
okay. So, who is going to be the person responsible for uh, hiding the fire?
I assumed our Boy Scout would take care of that.
Which Boy
No,
Scout?
the ranger.
Okay.
Aye, aye,
That's true. The
Captain.
Ranger should do it.
All right. So this is a devise roll.
Yes. I'd like a device roll. I was just looking at that number. That's a special. I have a. My device is 72. I rolled an 11.
Okay. All right. So this is day 1. All right. Let me roll my d4. That is Runt. Mr. Runt.
You want me to roll for watch?
I want to know whether you're going to fall asleep or not during your watch.
Of course not.
Well, I'm going to
So,
say no.
okay.
Or do you want me to roll for it?
Well, if you're confident that your character would definitely not fall asleep, then I won't bother with that. In which case, you will need to make a listen roll.
Um, I think like I volunteered for it because I have a high con. That was my his thought process, I guess. Either way, whichever.
Okay.
You mean Japanese poetry?
61 meets my listen. Well, that beats it by 1.
Okay. You were successful on your listen roll, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You hear horses walking along the road. They are
In the middle
traveling.
of the night.
Yes.
Hmm.
They are traveling north. So for the moment, they are to your south.
And is the fire bright enough that I should worry about them coming by and noticing us?
You don't. So you think your resident ranger successfully banked the fire. You kind of look at the trees nearby and see that you're not seeing any glowiness on the trees. So you're pretty confident that it was properly uh, obscured.
Do I feel like I have enough time to get to a vantage point to see who it is that is running through the this place at night, and spy upon them as they travel by?
Yes, if you wish to. I mean, you're 100 feet off the road, right? The camp is. So I presume your position is, you know, close to that number.
Hmm?
It's not like it's very far from the road. If you wish to move, you may do so. If you want to get a better vantage point.
I would like to try to get close enough to see who's passing by and hide so that they don't see me.
Okay, you will need to make a sneak roll or move silent.
Yeah, move silently is the current version.
Yeah, that's the
Move silent?
correct.
Quietly, move quietly.
Sneak.
Not even on the sheet.
It's called sneak.
Oh, so let's say sneak. Oh, you're still using 3. That's right.
I do have sneak. I was like, oh no.
Wait, sneak isn't hide, move, silent?
It is.
Yep, it is. Yep.
All right.
Version
Sneak
control for terminology.
never failed me, ever. Whew. This time I do succeed.
Okay. We successfully sneak into position. You may now make a hide roll if you wish to be hidden in your new location.
Why does this never work for me? Okay, well, I did not pass my hide roll.
Okay.
Well, you
So
say that, but it is like dark. There's got to be a modifier.
only for the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
No, it's the middle of the night, right? It's dark. You're in a forest.
yeah.
It's like, it's like plus 20 or something.
If it's plus 20, then I would make it.
Right.
I missed it by 5.
Yeah. I, I I suppose you want the check mark, so yes, there is a bonus. You were successful. All right. So now okay. The 4 riders go walking by on their horses. You can now make another roll. This is, call it intelligence. This is 3 times intelligence.
Nope, 93.
All right. They go sauntering past you. Let me see if any of them. No. And no. And no. All
Well,
right.
they're not elves.
And the horses do not have red eyes. Um,
Oh,
all right.
if my dagger started to glow, that would also be a sign.
Oh, yeah. Is your dagger out?
I mean, I don't have it drawn, but I'm
Okay.
Check it. Check it.
You have to pull a Frodo. It's
I
go
also
shink,
don't know
shink.
if it works sheathed or not. I don't know how this shit works, so until I figure that out, I'm not going to just play around with it.
All right. You can make a luck roll, which will be 3 times power.
98. Good lord. Why?
Awesome. All right. They go walking by.
Okay, so I don't know who they are, but do I get a look at them in terms of what they're wearing, or do they have armor? Can they carry weapons? Like,
Make a scan roll.
Jesus. That does not meet my scan.
And of course, it being dark, it's more difficult.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, no. They go walking by. You don't get any specific details other than they're cloaked.
Okay. Well,
All
that
right.
was fun. I'm going to go back to the camp.
All right. Yes, they're gone.
Hopefully not everyone got murdered while I was away.
You return to the camp, and your greatest fears are not realized.
I don't know that I put that up there in my greatest fears, but it'd be a little awkward.
I roll in my sleep.
A fear is not realized.
Yay.
Okay. Wes's watch goes by uneventfully. Morning comes.
In the morning, I will let people know that there were riders that went through in the middle of the night along the road. I couldn't get a good look at them. It was dark. They were cloaked. I can't help but feel that it's competition for our treasure hunt.
Well, a good
Well,
bit of healthy paranoia never hurt anyone.
I have that in spades.
if we run into them and they're bad guys, We get 4 horses.
I do appreciate the fact that at least he put in there and they're bad guys,
Yes, see, I'm not
as
gonna just
opposed to
jump
saying
'em.
if we run into them, well, there's 4 horses.
Yeah, we're not murder hobos. I know that.
You gotta love it. All right.
All right, we're moving again.
Okay, so yes, in the morning, you move along. Okay. Does anyone have a perception called smell?
Mm-mm.
Only when I don't shower.
That's not a perception skill.
No, I
Nope.
do not.
All right. Okay, we'll call it a scan. Everyone can make a scan roll.
Oh, why couldn't I have done that on my scan earlier?
That is
God.
a success, but not a 7.
Yeah, I specialed.
Regular success.
Okay. This has a difficulty of minus 30.
Well, I succeeded then, but not
I
special.
still
I missed
succeed.
by 1.
Okay. If you succeed, off to your left, about mid-morning, you will see a wisp of smoke momentarily. Not too far off the road.
I will make sure to point it out.
Okay.
Is how much traffic does this road normally get?
Well, there were a couple of travelers last night.
There
according to
were.
Brent. And you know that there's a coach house just to the south of you. Not even a day
So
away.
not everything on this road has to do with us.
Yeah,
That's the point
absolutely.
I'm making.
Of course it does.
So how close? And I know it's a little hard to tell from where we are, but how close was this wisp of smoke to where the road goes?
It's off to the left of the road,
How
maybe
far
about
off?
150 feet away.
Okay, so clearly it's someone who's decided to travel during the night and spend the day. Run. If this were the people who passed you in the middle of the night last night, is this about as far as they would have gotten before the sun came up?
I mean, they were on horses.
Yeah. Assume the horse is at a normal walking pace.
What would I roll to determine that? Like to do the math of their pace versus when I saw them.
I'm sorry, run that by me one more time.
So he asked if it's possible that that is a camp set up by the people that passed me in the night. So, based off of when I saw them, like time of night, and how fast they were going, could I put the math together to say, yes, this could be them camping or no?
And assuming they made camp during the day, that they're traveling at night for some reason.
Okay. Make an intelligence times 2 roll.
That's a. I think that's a crit.
No?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I rolled a 2, and 8 times 2 is 32. That might only be a special because of how low the number is.
Look at the table
Two's
and
a
tell
crit as
me
low as 30.
what's your total.
My total is 32.
Okay, so that's a crit. Um,
Does
I
that
have
give him a check mark?
yeah, it does.
Dude, you owe me.
No, you can't increase intelligence.
Oh, not. I'm sorry. Yes, not the characteristics are checked when it's times 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to change the battery on my headphone. I'll be right back.
All right. You saw where I was going with the question, though, right?
They're orcs?
There's some creatures that don't like sunlight.
Yeah.
But yes.
It burns. It burns us. They're vampires.
So I'm assuming the next step is going to be once we get sort of kind of close, we send Runtin to scout.
I mean, I'm rolling great, so
Yeah.
of course that will go really well.
What happened the
Of
last
course it
time we
will,
sent
and then we'll
Runtin
run
to
in and
scout?
save you, and it'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back.
Mac, what happens every time we send Runtin to scout?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the problem is every time I need to go into scout, it's like 5 rolls in a row. I can only roll well on so many of them, not every single one.
All right, so run. As you look at the situation and the distances and such, it occurs to you that if you were following your own, you guys, and you were traveling through the night trying to catch up with your party and missed them on the road, this is where you would camp.
Okay. I will relay, in my extreme paranoia, if someone were chasing us, that's probably where they would have stopped.
So there's 2 things we could do at this point.
Give them an hour to go to sleep.
We could let Runt sneak up on them. Yeah, that's fine. Or we can just kind of walk out in the middle of the road, wait for them to jump us, and then we'll know.
I'm always game for trying. In theory, I'm okay at it. In practice, I got big feet for my size.
Oh. I'm just glad you're doing it, because I know how well I sneak.
Sneaking, what's that?
So, Runt, if you're up for it, I mean, that's probably the best thing. I mean, all I really want to know is are they humans or orcs
I just want
or
to know why they're chasing us.
Nazgul or vampires?
Wait, there's vampires out here in Karst?
Well, I'm sure there are somewhere.
Vampires?
Don't worry, they speak Corellian.
Minus 2 insanity.
Yes, but do they speak the other mysterious language that I know?
I don't know.
Ask them and find out.
Maybe we'll ask them.
Yep. I will endeavor to sneak up on this camp.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sneak roll.
16 will meet my sneak. That might even be a special. Special is 20%.
Yeah.
There's a handy chart in the list of charts that references all that.
20% of 71 is 14.2. Just missed it.
All right, you
Just normal.
successfully sneak up on the abandoned camp.
So it
Looks
doesn't look like they were here for very long then.
like they broke camp in the morning, probably. Actually, make a tracking roll. Oh, never mind. You succeed. They were probably here until morning.
I am okay at tracking. So, I mean, but that means they didn't really rest much. They got in late.
Really late.
Hmm.
They were on horses.
You're also assuming they're the same people.
Yeah, lots of assumptions. But I'll go back with everyone and let them know, and we'll just have to keep going and see what happens.
See if we catch them.
Alexander, go look at the site
Okay.
real quick.
I mean, we
I can
can
do
all
that.
site.
I just want to know, first of all, did these people have horses? And just very quickly scan to see if there are any clues about who they were. You know,
I can
candy
do that.
wrappers in Norse, that sort of thing.
Candy wrappers in Norse. The designer, designer hoof. What are those?
Bloodstone
Horseshoes.
MREs, that sort of thing.
Bloodstone MREs.
Okay. So Alexander makes his way over there. Go ahead and make a tracking roll.
Tracking, gotcha. Oof. Solid 80. I miss it by 3.
Okay. You're uncertain.
All right.
Okay.
Well, in that case, there's no reason not to press on.
Mm-hmm.
My tracking roll is a 9,
Oh, well.
which would succeed. And
As you surmised earlier,
and would special.
this is there were 4 horses here. There were camp made for 4 people. And you assess that they left at sunrise.
Yeah.
Oh, and they traveled north.
So
Yeah,
again,
we'll just have to keep going and see what happens.
this could have nothing to do with us, but
Right.
it could also not. So let's get as far north as we can today.
Yep.
Okay. Everyone make a scan roll. We're at minus 40.
Minus 40.
Yeah!
I
Made
I
it.
still make mine.
Oh no, I didn't. 3%.
I do not.
Missed it by 3.
That's a scan roll you said at
Oh no,
minus
60.
40.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, I did make that. Sorry.
So that is a success, I believe, but not a special.
Okay. Did anyone special?
No.
I assume you minus 40 and then you check to see if it's a special.
Correct.
Okay, then no, it's a base success.
All right. Those of you who succeed will notice on the road ahead of you, to either side, left and right of the road, there is some movement momentarily in the trees.
In the trees, like on the ground, or in the trees up in the branches?
Ground level.
But bigger than squirrels.
Yep. Wes is
Okay,
assuming
I'll-
an ambush. He's diving off to the left side.
Draw my bow
Okay.
and aim
I
at
will-
the bush.
I will spur my horse, or I don't have a horse. What am I saying? Ha ha ha!
You get your coconuts out.
I know what that's reference
I'll
to.
follow Wes.
Okay. So, Runt, you see people diving off the road. What are you going to do?
Like our group?
Yeah, you just heard what people are doing. So, you guys are like kind of going along, do, and then suddenly people are diving off of the road left and right. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Alexander pulled his bow on it.
Yeah, I'll stop
Oh,
it.
and Alexander, you're standing in the road. You're not moving.
No, from the wrestling, I pulled my bow. Yeah, I'm not diving off. I pulled my bow, and I'm
Okay.
drawing on them.
So Raymond and Wes scurry off the road. Alexander is whipping his bow out and making it ready. What are you doing, Runt?
I'm being confused. What's
Okay.
going on?
Well, that's reasonable. Day 2. Ambush. You are ambushed.
Wes wants to
As
scan
they,
and look for targets.
yeah. So, having jumped off the road, you've obviously conveyed to them that, oh, they spotted us, damn it, so we're shooting. You will see 4 guys lean out from behind trees and start shooting. And the obvious targets are the ones in the road.
Yep.
So run. Make a listen roll for me, please.
Oh, that's a big nope there, buddy.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so here's how I'm sort of assessing the situation.
I have no idea I'm being shot. I don't believe that I could apply any sort of defensive tactics.
Right. I mean, 2 people jump off the road. You kind of look back and go, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I turn
And
around and say, "What's going on?" And I get arrows in the butt. Yeah.
and they start shooting, and you have the opportunity to hear them shooting, but you fail to hear them shooting. In the meantime, Alexander is readying his bow and is otherwise standing in the road. So 2 arrows are coming at Runt. And the first one will miss. And the second one will hit. And 2 arrows are coming at Alexander. The first one will hit. And the second one will hit. Now, Alexander, since you've spotted them, you have a chance to evade, or i.e. dodge.
Okay.
Okay?
I would like to do so.
All right. So go ahead and make your attempt to dodge the arrows coming at you.
Ooh. I am successful by 6.
Okay, that's the first one. And the
Okay,
second
good.
one, you're at minus
And
20 now.
I'm at minus 20. Yeah, I am unsuccessful now. I rolled a 57.
All right.
So my skill would be at a 48 with minus 20.
Okay, so arrow on Runt. Location is 4. Damage is 2. Location 4 for an arrow. Has anybody got that up, or do I have to look it up?
Oh, what's the number?
Location 4,
Left leg.
2 points of damage. All right. And for Alexander, the second arrow is location 18.
Left arm.
For 8 points of damage. Ouch.
Ouch.
I have stiff leather, which has 2 armor, so I think I'm good.
Okay. That is round 2 and 3. So in 4, let's go to Runt. Arrows just went whizzing past you, one hitting you. Would you like to make a statement of intent at this point?
I would like to dive behind a tree.
Okay, we're moving off the road. Very good. You can start moving on your dex strike rank from this point, which is, what's your dex strike rank?
I believe my dex strike rank is 1.
Yeah, you're a fast little bugger.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you can start moving in 5, and all right, Alexander, you know full well that there's going to be another round of volleys coming at you.
Yes, I am moving in evasive action towards the tree line.
Okay. Are you going to forego attempting to shoot at something this round?
Because I know there's another volley coming, because I understand how quickly bows work. I know what's happening. I'm sprinting the second I realize that they're going to keep shooting. So I will forego
Probably not a
the...
good idea to ready a bow in the middle of the road. Right?
Yeah, knee-jerk response.
No, I get it. And this is a great learning opportunity.
Turn, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
No.
And
Oh,
start running.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, basically. And then start running.
Okay, so I believe you will have sufficient movement to get into cover. But they will take shots at you guys anyway. Moving makes it a little bit harder to hit you, but rolling a 12 Runt is going to hit you. And the second one, ooh, a 12 and an 11. Sorry, dude. Trying to get that leg. It was so tasty last time. And Alexander, 56 missed, and a 52 missed. All right, Runt, it's all on you.
I can attempt to dodge, you were saying?
Well, you're evading, moving into the. So no, strictly speaking, you give up the dodge in favor of the movement of evasion to get into the tree line, which makes it more difficult to hit them or for them to hit you.
Okay, well then I got hit, so...
But you got hit anyway.
Yeah.
Location 9.
Abdomen.
For, ouch, 6 points.
Okay.
And location 12.
Chest.
For 3 points.
Okay.
All right. And everybody now is under cover. And their positions are pretty obvious as, sitting there shooting at you. Now, they are leaning out from trees and shooting, right? So they've got partial cover. You will note that they do have hoods up and they have a mask over the lower part of their just below the eyes.
Bandits.
It's a bandana.
We have eyes on them, though, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
they just shot off 2, 4, 6, 8 arrows. How can you not know where they are?
I do have a question about a definition.
Okay.
The confusion spell that I have says target is incapable of making decisions or initiating actions. However, the target may continue to fight if already engaged. Would the bowman be considered already engaged?
I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I can see it either way.
Yeah, they're already in the. You guys are my enemies. Yeah.
Good to go.
Yep.
Do I have time to get a spell off this round that we dived off into the tree line?
Depends on how fast it's going to be. So include movement.
Yeah, how far do we have to go?
4 segments.
Okay, 4, 5, 6, or 7, 6. 7, 8. Yeah, I can get off on 8.
All right.
I'm
What are you
attempting
casting?
to do hold kind
Okay.
on the closest one.
All right. And Raymond, do you have any
All right.
declaration of intent as
So how many segments did it take us to get off the road?
4?
And how many segments would it take me to get to melee with to move into melee range of one of them, the closest one?
They are at medium range for a regular type bow.
Right.
I would have to look that up. Where's that? Let me find it.
Range is 100 meters.
Okay, so they're like 80.
80 meters. And I have a move of 3.
3 per segment.
Right. So that's 15 meters a segment. Because 5 meters a move, right?
Mm-hmm.
So take me 5 segments.
Wait. You get 3 meters per segment of movement.
Okay.
So there's
Which means it would take like 3 turns for me to get into melee range.
correct. That sounds right.
I will stay prone for the moment and draw my bow.
Okay. All right. Wes, hold
Yes.
kind. Now I believe that's going to be a power versus power roll.
If I'm successful, yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your
43 is a success.
Okay. So
My power is 15.
Okay, go ahead and roll the resistance.
Yeah, 26.
Okay, he's held.
Good to go. And I get a power check.
Nice.
And there's a duration
All right.
on that. It is. Oh, no, it's concentration.
Yes. Concentration takes 75% of your action, right?
I don't recall how this concentration works in this system.
Pretty sure.
I know in the basic rules, if you're having a concentration spell up, you can only do something else if you make an intelligence times something roll. You want me to look that up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's parameters around that. I may have something written up already in the player book.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, So we are in the beginning of round 2. Statements of intent. Runt.
I'm going to ready my dagger and try to move from tree to tree to get closer to them.
Okay. And I'm going to presume you are evading as you're moving. Yes?
Yes, the,
Okay.
the moving from behind tree and behind tree to maintain cover
Yeah.
while closing on them.
Okay. So just to be clear, there's not a case where you will have 100% cover. So if, for instance, and players will do this too, I'm going to declare that I'm going to hold action until I have a target, at which time I'm going to shoot. Right? So if
Mhm.
somebody sees you moving, they can let loose.
So can I hold action until I hear the sound of an arrow to move?
Well, you could. Of course, you're relying on someone
Yeah,
else to take the
take my cover fire. Yes, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Alexander, statement of intent.
Once I get to the tree line, that's when I'll start to fire again or begin to fire.
So let me clarify last
Oh.
round. You got off the road, you got into cover,
Oh,
and
okay.
you are currently hiding behind a tree.
Oh, my bad. Okay, then
In the
I'm
beginning
just
of a new
going
round.
to be firing in the new round.
Okay. Presume you're going to lean out and take a shot at whatever you can see, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
1 and 7 if it's a new round.
Okay. Right. And Raymond.
Wes, if I shoot the one that you have held, does that break your hold?
No.
Okay, then that's what I'm going to do.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Now I've got to look that up. I'm not so sure about that.
It would break a charm.
This is Spirit Mastery.
Yes.
Okay, and this is Hold Kind. So he's held at 25% activity. Yeah, okay, I think you're right. Okay, yeah, as long as you keep your concentration up,
Yeah.
he will be held to 25%. So let's see. If he gets 2 shots around, and he only gets, well, 50% would be 1 shot around. 25% would be 1 shot every 2 rounds.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right, I think we're good to go. So my guys are all holding actions for a target. So if somebody moves, it sounds like we've got Runt moving, but Runt is going to start moving on 1. Raymond, when you say you're going to attack, what are you going to attack with?
Bow.
Okay. And when does your attack come?
I believe on 5.
Really? Why so long?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. See, 7, I think. What's the strength modifier for? Yeah, strike rank modifier for the bow. I've actually never had to look it up.
No, it's just your deck strike rank.
Well, okay, the deck strike rank is 2.
So the first one goes
Okay.
off on 2, then there's 5 more strike ranks to draw the next arrow, which puts you at 7, and then 2
Okay.
more for the second shot, which is 9.
Okay, so I shoot at 2 and 9. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So your first shot will go in 2.
Okay.
And or it's available in 2. And Alexander, when did your first arrow go?
It's in the on round 1
Okay.
or segment 1. Sorry.
Okay. So in round 1, Runt starts moving, and as you peek around the tree, Alexander, you will see. Well, make a scan roll for me.
I could do that. 13. That's a special.
Okay, you can see the one that is moving slowly.
Okay, I'm gonna nail him,
Okay.
or at
So
least attempt to.
yeah. So go ahead and take your shot.
Sweet. Get another good roll like that. Like that. That's a 6.
Probably a
I have
special.
yes, a special. I have an 88. The bow.
Okay. So location
Location is a D20,
20.
and ranged table makes a 13. The chest.
Oh, okay. And how much damage?
I did okay. What? 11 points.
Ow!
Wait, is this what's special do? Impale?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. I didn't.
I have not rolled impale yet. Impale is max plus rolled,
Yes.
Yes.
so that's 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 12 plus 11 is that is
Is what?
sorry. I'm doing math. 13. No, I did 20. Wait,
22.
I think
Does the
22.
bow have a bonus?
The bow has the damage modifier bonus, yes. So the baseline is 8 plus 1, a d8 plus 1 plus damage modifier. So does the damage
And
modifier go twice? Or
yeah,
only the one? Okay.
yeah,
So
it should
then,
be 9 plus you've got a strength, right?
yep, a d4.
For a d4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 9, that's 13
13 at,
plus the 10.
yes. 11, because it's plus 1, because I rolled 6 plus 4, which is 10,
Okay, so
plus the
24.
1. Yep, 24. Sorry.
Okay, so you left out the 1 on the prior roll. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right, 24 damage to the chest.
Ouch!
A single shot.
You gonna sneak away, bud? Thunk!
Okay, so Raymond, as you're lining up on target number 2, I'm sorry, target number 1,
He goes
you
down.
see him. You see him. Now, this is an interesting question. So he is personally held to 25%, but I don't think that affects gravity. It just
No,
affects
just him. Yeah.
All right. So I was going to say, you see him slowly fall, but that's not true. You see um, uh, Alexander fire and hit this guy square in the chest, and he collapses backwards from the force of the blow. an arrow protruding from his chest. Blood out.
And it would take me 5 rounds to switch targets? Or 5 segments?
It's a pretty amazing shot. I'll have to give you that. So, yeah. The dramatic moment.
If it's going to take me 5 segments to switch targets, and it's only going to take me 7 segments to get off a second shot, I'm going to double tap the bastard, make sure he's dead. Because it's only going to cost me 2 more segments that way. And I hit.
Just to be clear, you would be able to fire in 6, not 7. So you're already ready to go. You just need a target. So it would just take 5 segments from 1
Oh, okay.
to
All
get
right.
the
Much as
target.
I hate to give up a good roll like that, that makes more sense. So,
Well, you can keep the roll for the next target. I don't have a problem with that.
okay.
But if
Then
you,
I will switch to another target then.
yeah, I'm not going to penalize your
Okay.
preparation to pick a new target. You just swing over and shoot.
Okay. Works for me.
Yeah.
So then I go off on 6.
Right. Okay. Okay. So one's dead. Shot through the heart.
And you're to blame.
You give ambush a bad name.
No, they got me a bit.
Okay, so while that's happening, Runt is moving from tree to tree, and since no other targets are really obvious, they're going to shoot at Runt.
Yep.
All right, Runt. Target or arrow number 1 is a miss. Target arrow number 2 is also a miss. Arrow number 3. Oh, odd 8. All right. So, Runt. You have a tree that you can use to shield yourself. So I'll give you 75% cover. So give me 3 contiguous areas that are not covered. Well, let me rephrase that.
I would like to cover chest, abdomen, and...
Well, that's why I wanted the not covered. It's easier for me to realize.
So if I'm doing... Well, actually, I'll just...
So for instance, you could say left leg and left arm are exposed.
So my sections that are exposed would be my both arms, my head, and my left leg. Oh, you said 3 that are not covered.
Correct.
Okay. Then...
And strictly speaking, I suppose you could like hide behind the tree and have your 2 arms out and 1 leg. If you take my meaning.
I'm moving, right? So I assume that in the process of moving, if you think, and I'm behind a tree at the moment that it's covering 75%, yeah, it's basically my legs, my head, and one of my arms.
1 leg,
3.
1 leg, 1 arm, and the head. Is that
Okay,
what I heard?
left and head.
What?
Left and head.
Left and head, and what else? What?
Left arm,
3.
left leg, and head.
All right, got it. Okay, so he fires. Oh, I'm sorry, he got an odd 8. That's a hit. Location. All right, here's the big question. Oh my god, it's a 20. Oh, jeez. All right, sorry, Runt. Wait, is that a head for the arrow?
20, yes.
Okay. Oh, this sucks. All right.
I'm dead. Because the special just did 23 points when Raymond did it,
So,
right?
do you want us to bury you with or without the new leg?
I don't know if the leg stays after I die. That'd be a good question.
Points.
Um,
He did not roll well.
so that's 9 to my thing. That's still double. Well, that exceeds my head, but
Yeah.
not by double.
Okay.
And that's exactly my hit points.
Okay.
So with adding up to my total hit points for the other damage that I've taken. So I fall over bleeding out.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. How much damage did the head take?
9.
9 points. All right. And you're at 0 total hit points.
Correct.
Okay. And let's see. Okay, so your head can take 5, so it's not double your
No, you
hit.
did you no, it's not. It's not double my head.
Okay, all right,
No, because I have 2 points of armor, it's not double my head.
Right.
correct.
So you're not instantly dead. Is what we're saying.
Right. That's what I said.
Yeah. So what's your con?
My con is 18.
Okay. All right. Um. Everyone will see Runt go down with an arrow sticking in his helmet. Right, you got a helmet, right?
Yeah, 2 points or something, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's actually sort of protruding out the back of the helmet.
Yeah.
Um, and he falls over. He is clearly. Oh, and you were hit a couple other times as well. He is clearly not in good shape.
Oh, anybody with an arrow in the head is not in good shape.
Not in good shape. Well, there is that.
What segment did this happen in?
Uh, 2.
Yeah, as soon as they could fire.
Do you wish to change your intent, Raymond?
But again, that cost me 5 segments, right?
So so you're not engaged. So rules for unengaged and engaged is different,
Okay.
right? So strictly speaking, it's not as if you have to worry about somebody swinging at you.
How many segments of movement away from Runt is Raymond?
He went off the road immediately. He went off later and then started moving forward. He got 1 segment forward. So that's what, 3 meters of movement. So he's maybe 4 or 5 meters away.
So that's 2 moves. Because my move is 3. This is segment 2. So I'm gonna sprint to Runt. So I should get to Runt in 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can cast Healing 3 and do that before the end of the turn. So that's what I'll do.
Okay. Now, I'm going to assume you're going to dive it to prone,
Sure.
taking cover rather than kneeling at him.
Sure.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Let's not present the archers with additional. Now, let's see. You can start moving in your dex, which is going to be 2, right? So that's 4.
Okay, that's 4.
And they won't have reloaded by the time you get there.
Right.
That's, let's see, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they won't go until 9. Okay. All right. Wes,
Yes.
in round 1, your target of the hold
Mm-hmm.
is dead.
Roger that.
Okay. Okay. So where are we? We're up to 7 for the next arrow from Alexander. Is it 8?
Yes. It's
7 or 8?
7.
7? Okay.
Yep. All right. I'll, lean out, see what I can see. And a 28, which should just be, just a normal
Okay.
success.
So let me randomly determine which areas are covered. Actually, no, they're leaning out so that they can shoot. So they've got head, chest, and arms. Okay, head, chest, and arms. So you hit, roll location.
Okay, hit location. $18, which I believe the left arm. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. $11.
Oh. Okay, that will disable an arm. Okay, he drops his bow. All right. When did your spell go off, Raymond?
Started moving in 4, moved in 4 and 5, 10.
Okay. So let's see. I can shoot at Alexander. I can shoot at Wes. And I can shoot at Raymond. All right. D6. So I got 2 arrows coming. The first one is at Wes. The second one is also at Wes. Wes, they figured out you're a magic user and they're going to shoot you.
Really?
And that's a miss.
Good.
And that's a hit. Okay, so 15 is going to hit. It's not a special for them, but location 18
18. Left arm.
for 2 points. 2 points of
Oh,
damage.
excellent. Yes. My armor will stop that.
Alrighty. Raymond, you're up.
All right. So Hamana. There. Took forever for that to flip. Woohoo! Get your 4 points back. At least you're not dead.
Okay, so before the end of the round, he gains 4 points. He is still unconscious.
Where do Where do I heal that from? Do I pick a spot?
So it comes off of general hit points or the total,
Mm-hmm.
but then you can randomly pick or assign um,
I will.
where you,
I will take 4 points off the head. It's still enough to disable my head.
Oh, I have to cast again.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Oh yeah. But I'm not. Well, I mean, honestly, you can just leave me there now. I'm not going to bleed out and die.
Yeah, but you're not going to do anything either.
Well, I wasn't going to before either, given how I've been rolling tonight.
Hmm.
strictly speaking, unconscious people can't talk. All right. I believe we're on a new round. Is that correct?
A new round means more arrows.
Okay, round 3, statements of intent. Okay, so the guy, actually, the guy that got hit in the arm is fleeing. He's running away. And as he does that, the other two,
Shoot him in
he's
the back.
solid as a rock. And the other guy, oh! Okay, so one guy starts running, and one of the other two kind of looks at him, pauses for a moment, and then he starts running. And the other guy seems a steely-eyed fighter, and he's carrying on for the moment, at least until he realizes he's all alone. Okay, so I've got two guys running. The guy with the damaged arm, flee. And this guy. So there's one guy who's taking a bead on. Let's see who's going to be. We're shooting at Alexander. Okay, so he takes aim at you, Alexander. All right, statements of intent. Raymond.
Since I can tell that my healing spell did not heal as well as it should, I will attempt to extract the arrow from Runt's head before I heal it around him. Or heal him around it, whatever.
Heal him around it. Right, so you roll your archery skill. I believe it's at half to extract. Or you can use your first aid.
That would be a special, even at half.
Okay, you realize you want to break the back of the arrow off and pull it through.
I thought you were supposed to push it all the way through and then pull it out the other end.
That's only if the head hasn't gone through yet.
So you're pretty sure it like grazed the top of his head. So you could just take the helmet off and pull some stuff.
Whatever. Should I put the check mark on first aid or bow?
It depends on what you were rolling against. You tell me.
Well, you had said bow to start with. Honestly, if I rolled against first aid, that's a critical.
Well, I would assume that you would roll against your better skill.
Mm-hmm.
That would be first aid, so we'll put it there.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Oh, and well, no, that was an extraction roll, so you don't get hit points back for that. But if you were doing first aid to heal, it would have been
right
twice instead. But all right. Statement of intent, Alexander.
I want to hit the
Guy shooting at you or fleeing?
I want to hit the guy I already hit in the arm. That's who I want to hit. Yeah.
All right. Yep. He's running. All right. Statement of intent, Wes.
Sleep 7.
Okay. Statement of intent, Runt.
He's unconscious.
He's taking my comment seriously. Unconscious people don't talk.
follow the rules.
Yeah, because you're such a conformist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Boy.
Alexander, I believe, is gonna be first here. So go ahead and take your shot. He's evading. So your shot is at minus. What is it, Wes? Brian?
Oh, what are we doing?
Evasion?
If it's more than
Oh, it's only
10, I
minus
miss.
10 is what it says.
If it's only minus 10, then I hit
Okay.
on
Location.
the dot. Oh, I hope. Come on, get him good. Get him good. Give me a
You would
20.
think
I
it
want
should
to hit
be
him in the
more than
face.
that, though.
Okay, 7 on ranged is the abdomen.
Jeez. Okay.
Yes!
How much damage?
Okay, let's roll damage. D8 and 4 plus 1. 10 points of damage.
Ah, that'll take out his abdomen. All right.
He's down.
Thump.
All right, at this point, I can just step out of the tree line, right? Like no one else is.
Well, it's the guy who's
no,
got a
but he's-
beat on you.
Oh, he does have a beat on me. I'm gonna get hit. That's okay. I took one out. Raymond will heal me. I trust him. I'm gonna keep shooting.
Okay, he's gonna fall.
Ooh, and he's in front of the other guy, so he watches him fall. You're next, bud.
Okay, in 2. Does anybody go before 2? All right, so in 2, arrow comes at Alexander. That's gonna hit.
Oh no. Can I dodge? Oh no, continue to shoot. I can't dodge.
Pretty sure you're hiding using the tree for cover, right?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
He hits location 17.
17.
So you should have head, chest, and arms out.
Yes. I
What did he hit?
have. He hit right arm. 17.
Right arm.
I wish it was my left.
That's got the pauldron, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I
no.
would worry about it.
Oh no! 7 points of damage.
7. Oh no. Okay.
Ouch.
Is your arm still working?
The arm is at 0.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can see that he's very excited about having shot your arm off.
Well, he didn't shoot my arm off. He just shot my bow arm, and he knows he hit my bow arm. That's all.
Yeah, but you
Oh
dropped
no,
the bow.
he's very excited about that. All right, that was 2. Who's next? 3,
3.
4,
West goes on 3.
3.
Now,
Right.
there's a question. Are either the two guys that are fleeing still within 100 feet?
At this point, yes.
Both of them or just one?
Both of them.
Okay.
One's on the ground.
Oh, I saw him
And the
fall,
other
didn't
one's-
I?
Yeah, the other one's not quite that far away.
Okay.
It's only been what? Round
Well, it's
after
been 3 segments.
3. There's.
But he
so
saw the
he's
guy
had-
first, right? So he's a delay.
Well, so these two started moving in 2.
So he's only had one segment of
so-
movement.
Yeah,
Okay.
or at most 2 segments of movement. It's only 9 meters. Right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So they're within 100.
Okay, 4 on the guy who's up and 3 levels on the guy running.
Okay, so this guy's at
But first have to cast.
minus 20, and this guy's at minus 15.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Did you succeed?
Yeah, 15. That's
All
a
right.
special.
No power cost.
Whoop.
And go ahead and roll the minus 20 first.
Okay,
So
minus
you
20.
need to roll below a 70.
Oh, 87.
Okay, so he's still good. And that was the guy that was shooting.
That's the guy
right?
shooting, yep.
Okay, so he's still shooting. And the minus 15?
Minus 15. Guy running. Shoot. Another 79.
He's still running, I think.
Yeah.
Right? You need a 65 to get him. So he's still going.
Dang, what a
All
waste.
right. So I believe that gets. Yeah, that was a special, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, Raymond, I think.
All right. Let's see if I can do better than last time. There, take 10. Brent, are you awake?
He's not awake. No. Well,
Okay. No, after 10
uh,
points of healing, he's awake.
are you sure? How do you
I
10
know?
hope so.
puts me at no damage.
So run.
But I don't know if that wakes me up. I'm just saying that completely heals my hit points.
Right. So go ahead and roll a percentile for me.
15.
What? Yes, he's awake. Your eyes flutter open and you see Raymond's holy symbol hovered above you.
Tindo, is that you?
That's great.
I can shove the arrow back in.
2 of the arrows are still in me. So, yeah.
No, I took one of them out.
You,
I took the important one out.
I took 3. So,
Oh,
yes,
well, the other 2 weren't as important as the one in the middle of your forehead. So,
I'm very thankful for that.
And you got 2 holes in your helmet now. That's really, you got some cross ventilation
just to
going.
clarify, we can't regenerate your head.
I wasn't the one with the hole in my helmet. Oh, because it went through forward and backwards. Okay, yes, I do have 2 holes in my helmet.
That's great. Okay, Alexander is without a right arm. What are you doing, Alexander?
Cursing and running to Raymond.
Fix my arm, damn it!
Fix it! Fix it! I need to shoot them! Fix my
Okay.
arm!
And Wes cast a spell.
I have half a mind to
So-
just do first aid there because he didn't say
Wait.
please.
Can I recall something? Can I take something back? What does the healing potion do? Is it just direct hit points, or can it?
It is direct. It's just
Oh,
general hit points. Yeah.
it is just general. Okay. Never mind. Then
I
I'm
mean,
doing
it-
what I'm
it-
doing.
Okay.
I was just wondering if I could pour on my arm and make it so it works again.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay, just wondering. Okay.
But I mean, if you've if the healing potion does sufficient healing to restore total hit points, that would bring the arm back to more than at least positive, it would
Yeah.
be functional.
Oh, okay. Then I will do that
Okay,
instead.
so
Okay.
you get your sack out and root around for your healing potion, right?
Yeah, I've got 3 of them.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to think that because of what they are, they're put in like a spot at the top of the pack or something like that, or on the side. But right, if I have to get into there to grab them, that makes sense.
Yeah, 5 segments plus dex plus.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
know,
That's what you're saying.
check.
Okay. Yes. That would
Okay.
put me at. Sorry. When did he hit me?
2.
2. Okay. That would put me at 8 when I have taken it out. So I haven't taken it yet. So I
Okay.
finished everything at 8.
Okay.
How long does it take to take a potion?
A segment?
Oh, just a segment. So I'd be at 9, and there's 10 in a, or 12.
12.
Dude, 12. Okay, I won't be able to continue that round, so I'll be ready to shoot next round. Okay.
After you pick your bow up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh well, then can I pick my bow up during that round after I take the potion at 9?
So in 9, you take the potion.
Mm-hmm.
The arm heals, and then 5 segments later, you can pick the bow up or ready a weapon.
And he's
What that
disengaged, so
is.
we can roll over the 12s, right?
That's true. Yes.
So 9
Sure.
plus
Okay.
5
Yeah.
is 14 minus 12. So on strike rank 2,
I'm at 0.
the bow is ready.
Okay, so I got 2. I'm ready. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, I don't know what I was saying with the 0 thing. Okay, so on 3, I'll be shooting then.
Correct.
Okay. Just for reference, yeah. I'm gonna if
Well,
the
you should
guy's
still have
still
to draw
running.
an arrow.
That's the one. That's the one round from 2 to 3.
No, that's 5. 5 segments to ready an arrow.
Oh, okay. So then I shoot at 6.
Unless he's doing the bow and the arrow
Sorry,
at the
7.
same time.
Meh.
Okay,
Yeah, I can reach down and pick up a bow while I reach with the other arm to draw the arrow.
that's true. They're both hands.
2 arms,
Yeah,
down and up.
one of them's not doing too well, though.
Hey, one of them just got healed fully.
Magically.
Yeah, it was magical healing.
I mean, it probably still has the arrow.
Finally using one of them. The
Yeah.
arrow's probably sticking out of my shoulder still. Yeah.
You
It's
need
all
to draw an arrow.
Well, actually,
Take the arrow out.
take the arrow out of my arm and shoot it back at him.
your hand's all tingly like it's asleep, so it's like hard to tell what you're holding. Oh, fine, sure, whatever. All right, so
Okay.
I think we're in a new round, aren't we?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay, 7, 7, 10. Raymond.
Well, everybody seems to be healed, so I will pull out my bow and shoot at our steely-eyed friend.
Okay. You know what Alexander is doing. Runt is coming awake. Runt, statement of intent?
I'm going to try to remove the 2 arrows that are sticking out of me.
Okay. And Wes.
I'm going to do sleep 7 again. I'm guessing the 2 guys, or the 1 guy that's running, is beyond 100 feet at this point.
At this point, yes.
Okay, so it'll be on the steely-eyed killer guy.
Okay.
But the first guy that ran was the one that got shot, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll have a blood trail to follow.
No. The guy that's fleeing is number 3. He has not been hit. The other guy.
Yeah, the other guy was the one who got shot.
Right. He got hit in the arm and he got hit in the abdomen. He's down.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Steely Eye guy though is he take a quick look around and he realizes he's all by himself and he flees. But Wes, when does your spell go off?
On 3.
Okay, go ahead.
66. That's a success.
Okay, make the resistance roll.
And this is
this
minus
is everything's on
35,
him.
right?
Yeah. Yep. So 85 or less.
64.
Okay, he's
We
down.
got him.
Go ahead and shoot, Alexander,
Okay.
because this occurs at the same time.
All right. 33. That's a hit.
Okay, location of damage.
Location is 19, which on the missile location is left arm.
Okay,
And then damage is 10 points again.
10 points left arm. All right.
Yes. And this is to the guy running, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay. And that occurs in 3 also. So he goes to sleep, gets hit, and he wakes up.
There's 2
Is that
rounds
right?
of magical sleep.
It is 2 rounds of magical sleep. That's true. Yeah, you'll probably be on him before then. All right. Okay. All right. There are no present enemies. What are you gonna do?
I'm rushing up on Sleeping Boy.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna wake up next round. Following round.
Yeah, when he wakes up, I'm
Do
going
I
to do
have to
Charm
roll
Kind
first
on
aid
him.
for the arrows?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Runt. Go ahead and rip out one of the arrows.
22, which meets my first, or is a success versus my first aid.
Okay. You take a check mark on your first aid. That wasn't painful at all.
I'm
Was
sure it was. And
Uh,
the second arrow I fail at.
okay. That probably hurt. You didn't fumble, but it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Raymond, what are you doing as he's ripping arrows out of his body?
Sometimes you just can't fix stupid. So there are 3 guys that are all running away from us.
No. There's one guy that's running away from you. There's 3 guys on the ground.
Can I take a shot at the one that's still running away?
Not at this point, I don't think. He's been moving for 2 rounds.
If it's a
Um,
range issue, he probably still can, but if it's an obscurity issue, then no.
I think it's more an obscurity issue.
Yeah.
Then I will use my first aid skill to help Runt pull the arrows out before he really hurts himself again.
Okay.
I probably only had 1 arrow sticking in me. The other arrow only did 1 damage. The
Right.
rest of it was absorbed by armor.
Right.
Well, I failed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, but did you fumble? Dang it.
No, I did not.
We're
I will
trying to
double-check,
pull the arrow
but-
and you push it further and
My skill's like a 55, so
Fine. You know which end is the pointy end.
yes, I know which end is the pointy end.
All
It's
right.
close, but I did not fumble.
Okay. Alexander, what are you doing? Okay, so Wes, you're up at the sleepy guy.
Right. When he comes to, I'm going to cast Charm Kind on him.
Okay, so you're just going to wait for him to come around?
Until everybody else comes up, that kind of thing, yeah.
Okay, well, 2 segments. Well, let's see. I need to know what Alexander is doing.
Trying to hit the last one.
Okay, you don't see him?
Oh, he got away. Oh. Okay. I'm coming back to the group then.
I don't understand. You're at the group.
Oh yeah, I was healed. No, I thought I was stepped away from everyone else because I took the Raymond left the Okay, never mind. I'm with everyone. Sorry. I don't have anything specifically to do. I'll just watch. Make sure there's
Okay.
nobody else.
Wes goes past you, walks up to the sleepy guy, which is 80 meters away. And Raymond and Runt are tending to Runt's wounds. All right. 2 rounds go by, and you hear Wes go, woody wooda, woody poof. Go ahead and roll for your charm.
There we go, 32.
Okay. I believe he gets a resistance roll, right?
Let me check on that. Hold on. What does it say? It says... I don't have any notes on this one. It just says target humanoid believes the caster is a good friend.
So he has power of 13.
Minus 15.
Ooh, you just want that power versus power check.
Well, I've already got one, so this
One.
won't matter. But
Oh, okay. You can't get two of those?
nope.
If you
Oh.
creds.
38.
All right. All right. So yeah, he's like freaking out for a minute. It's like, oh my god, I gotta, and then he kind of calms down and he's like, God, help me with this wound. That bastard over there hit me.
Dude, what happened? Where did they go? And I'll go ahead and do first aid on him. Not that my first aid is all that great.
Where did they go?
Yeah.
I mean, Bob and Joe are right there. What do you mean, where'd they go? Right there. Oh my god, they're dying.
No, the guys you were following.
I don't know. Not too tight. Go ahead and roll your first aid.
69, that's a failure.
Okay. Oh, you're doing it wrong.
That's a fumble. He just doesn't get any
Oh,
points
is
back.
it?
No. Al, you're doing it wrong is a fumble. He just doesn't get any points back.
Let's see. Is this concentration? Is this charm kind, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's 1 hour.
So it'll be 2 hours.
Okay. All right. All right.
And I'll ask about why they stick him on this detail anyway.
Talking about what detail?
Chasing
He
those
seems
guys.
confused. Oh, didn't you see they've got some cool stuff. We could sell that pretty good in Cars.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. Armor, bows. Of course, I'd probably keep that one bow. Shh, don't-
Oh, okay. Then when he's not looking, I'll go ahead and do a cast Sleep 7 on him again and put him down.
Okay. Oh,
Because
look
he'll
at that
wake,
over there.
he'll wake naturally from a normal sleep one, so
Right. Okay, go
that'll
ahead and
give us
roll.
time to do whatever it is we need to do.
You distract him. He trusts you. Go ahead and roll.
53, that's a success.
Okay, roll the sleep. Yep, what, minus 30?
35, yep. 11.
Okay, he's out.
Okay. I'll tie him up.
Okay.
What are you? You just walk around putting people to sleep, wake them up, tell them that you're your friend. Here, tell me what's going
I
on.
was
Oh, you
trying to
don't know what's
find out
going
what
on?
I
Okay,
could
go back to
from
sleep.
him. And they didn't. He wasn't really, sent after. I figured somebody was sent after us. But just because of
But
what
they're
we
just
got,
bandits?
apparently they're just bandits. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They could have seen us at the inn, though,
Yeah,
when we bought our
everyone
stuff.
roll intelligence times 3.
I make mine.
Okay.
Oh!
Now that,
Almost. I missed.
A 3.
all right. Success will reveal, now that you got a good look at these guys, that they were, in fact, at the end.
All right, so we know that they were at the inn, and supposedly we looked like people that were good to rob.
Oh, absolutely.
Do we really?
Well, think about it. You've got gear. You're headed out on some sort of something. Got packs and food, and yeah, you guys are targets. Absolutely.
So I searched the rest of the bodies.
Get the horses.
What
Well,
horse?
the other person ran to the horses, right? So waiting to go find that person. I'm gonna go try to pick up his trail and track him.
Go ahead and make a tracking roll.
That'd be a no.
Okay, you scan around for him. You don't see him. Okay, well, yeah, two of them are dead. One of them's asleep. Um, they have, they don't have really big bows. These are D6 plus one bows,
Oh, okay.
and they do have swords, broadswords, daggers, quiver of arrows, um, and a couple of days of rations.
Do they look like kind of rough people, my folk, or do they look kind of more put together and professional?
Roll a percentile run.
And 77. So, like everything else today, I just no idea.
Yeah, you kind of try to make an assessment as to their competence. Honestly, you don't get the feel that these guys are professional um, uh, highwaymen. You get much more of the impression of opportunists.
So, what are we doing with this guy? And are we chasing after his friend?
If we believe that these are just opportunistic brigands, it's not worth the time to chase after them.
Well, there's only one, right?
Other
Right.
than this is only like a day out from where we live, and they could be doing this to other people.
That's right.
But every day, every hour we do this is an hour that we're not moving to where we're going.
This is just
So how
like,
much of a hurry are we in?
I don't think we're in any of a hurry. This was just kind of a for fun thing because we got bored at the house.
He'll go faster if we
All
had
right.
horses.
Then let's go see if we can recover the horses.
All right.
And if these guys are from down south,
So what are we gonna do with him?
I start stripping them.
Okay.
we should take them to
I'm
the
going,
law.
I'm going to take everything that they have on them, bundle it up, and take it with us, and
All
leave
right.
this guy asleep in between his two friends.
I had the impression that others might want to do something else with him, maybe? Did I misunderstand?
If we want to just leave him here, we could, but I'd rather take him back, find his other friend with their horses, and make an exchange.
An exchange of the friend for the horses?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make that. He abandoned them, and they were willing to murder us.
Yeah.
I don't think
Did he
he's going
take
to put
off
that
with all
much.
4 horses, though, or just his own?
I would assume he would take off with all 4 horses if we'd let him get there. Which
So
would
I have
take
a silly question. Technically, according to our law, anyway, we're still in the Baron's lands, correct?
Mhm.
Can we dispense the Baron's justice?
There's only one person here who's not been recognized who could dispense justice. So, no.
And he's merciful.
What?
He's merciful.
Weak.
Just
Cough,
not
cough.
cruel.
Okay, well, let's try to get the other guy first before we figure out what we're doing.
Well, first of all, let's tie up the one that's sleeping if we're gonna.
That's already been done.
Yeah, he's tied
Okay,
up.
good. Then
We start running.
We need to start tracking. We're wasting time.
I couldn't find this trail.
I'll try and find it.
Okay.
I'm going to head back down
I
to the
don't
road.
find it.
Okay. So there's been a couple of efforts to find the trail, both of which have failed. And Wes is going to go down the road.
Yeah, down to the road so we can looking south because he's got to come back to the road to get to where he needs to be going anyway.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's going to go back to the.
So there
Yeah.
were two guys on either side of the road. So you're actually on the road. If you want to go to the south, how far south do you want to go on the road?
Oh, if there's two guys on the road, then all the horses aren't going to be in one place, are they necessarily? They'll have them split.
No, they probably are at a camp somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll just keep an eye heading south.
Okay. You don't see him come back to the road
Okay.
as you watch. All right. Well, okay. So some time goes by. You cast about for tracks. You don't find tracks. Wes is looking off to the south. Doesn't see the guy return to the road anytime soon. What do you want to do? Actually, you know what? We're at 8:30. So going on, half an hour to midnight for some. Maybe this is a good point to take a break and kind of think about how you want to proceed
It's
from
as
here.
good as any.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we do that?
Okay.
Why don't we just go ahead and take a break here? And that gives you a couple weeks to go, what the hell are we going to do?
Interrogate him, find out where he's from, find out who his friends are.
Oh, now we're thinking. Okay. We have a plan. All right. 2 weeks.
All right. That works. See you in 2 weeks.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Good game.
Night.